We're going to start with module 4, which is genetic algorithm. So genetic algorithm is actually a computer based algorithm, and it is a search method. So it is going to search a set of solution which is better solution out of a lot of solutions that are available. And it is, first thing that we have to keep in mind is, it is actually based on the biological evolution. It is nothing to do with actual biology, but it is actually inspired from the biological evolution, and the terms have been taken from that, but it is related, totally related to a computer algorithm. So the best definition of a genetic algorithm is that the survival of the fittest, that is used to produce better and better approximations to a solution. So that is what genetic algorithm is doing. So first of all, we will have this, these are the steps that is related to genetic algorithm. This is the general algorithm. So imagine we have an initial population. This may have a lot of solutions. Out of that, we will calculate the fitness of each of these solutions. That is, we are going to find which are the two best out of this. So we will put it into some equation or something, and that is called as calculating fitness. So we will select two best solutions. So that selection process is done over here, and then we will do crossover of these two solutions. That is, what are each of these terms we will be studying in this upcoming chapter. So that is, the entire chapter is concerned about each of these terms. So next we will do crossover, and then we know that in biological terms there will be mutation of the genes, like 1 or 2 bits may be changed or something like that. Okay, so that it becomes better evolved. That is our ultimate aim. So then we'll have some stopping criteria, because this cannot go on again and again. So once we stop it, we'll give some conditions, say 5 times this has to run, or 10 times. We can give some stopping criteria based on the application, and then once it stops, what happens is that we will have an optimum solution to a problem. So right now you may not understand what all this is about, but once we go into the problem, once we discuss more into it, you will understand better. So we are going to study about the various operators in genetic algorithm. That is the next topic. So operators means how we represent individual genes, so how we represent each chromosome, or how we represent the population. So let's see that. So the various solutions, or the various the population consists of the whole set of solutions, right? So we're going to represent the population using chromosomes. Okay, these are all solutions. This is one solution, this is another solution, and it's based on the solution we are going to generate better and better solutions. That is the ultimate aim of genetic algorithm. So how we represent them? Okay, the first method of representing is called as binary encoding. So in binary encoding, what we do is we represent them in terms of zeros and 1. So this is one solution, this is another solution. So we represent each of them using binary, or just using bits. Next is octal encoding. We represent them using numbers 0 to 7. That is called as octal encoding. The next one is hexadecimal encoding. That is, we represent the same using 0 to 9 or A to F. Okay, so that is how Excel encoding is done. All these are different examples, they are not the same one. And then we have permutation or permutation encoding. That is using real numbers or decimal numbers, they are represented. Then we have value encoding. Value encoding means it will be either, say, some kind of a floating point number, or they can be represented using alphabets, or we can represent it using, say, left, right, front, forward, or some kind of codes or something. We can represent them. So it is based on our application that we can choose what is the best method of encoding our chromosomes. Okay, so these are all the individuals within the population, and we must be able to identify the individuals, we must be able to represent them. So in order to represent them, you can use different types of encoding, and those encoding that we just saw right now, First one was binary, then octal, hexadecimal, then we have real value encoding. So all that is given over here. Next is the process of selection. So selection means we have to choose two parents from the population, and that two parents will be used for crossing over. So how will we decide which are the two parents to select from a population? For that we will select the best fit individual in the population, because better fit individuals will give us higher fitness, or the offspring will be also better, because we know that we always go for survival of the fittest according to Darwin's theory. So this is how we choose or select two parents out of all the population. This is the entire population that will have more number of solutions. From that we are going to choose 2 or 3 best individuals. Okay, so from that we will be selecting which is the best 2 individual, and then from that we will do crossover and we will get the new population. So we are going to study about how to select the best 2 individuals. So this is done by using a method called as selection, and there are different methods in order to do selection. So the first one out of that is roulette wheel selection. So in roulette wheel selection, imagine that I have a set of 6 individuals in a population. They are marked like this, and we have calculated the fitness of each of these solutions. So here let us imagine we are going to start from 0, and I am going to map all the fitness or the fit values of each of these population using numbers. Okay, so I have put their fitness into some equation, and I have calculated some value of each of these individuals. So for 1 I got the fitness value as 3. Then for 4 I got the second one I got the fitness value as 4. Okay, so this is 3. So 0 plus 3 will give you 3. Then next I got 4. So 3 plus 4 I got 7. Then next for 3 I had got the fitness value as 6. As of now you don't have to bother how we got the fitness value or what are the fitness function. Just imagine we got these corresponding numbers. So 7 plus 6 you'll get 13. Then for 4 I got the fitness value as 1. So 13 plus 1 I got 14 here. Then for 5 I got the fitness value as 8. So 14 plus 8 I got 22. Then again for 6 I got fitness value as 1. So finally I have got 23 as the last value. So all these fitness values I am going to represent the individuals in a circle or a wheel like format, and this wheel is called as a roulette wheel. And using this roulette wheel we are going to select which are the best 2 individuals or which have the best 2 fitness values. Just by looking at the wheel itself we can understand which are the best 2 individuals with high fitness value. So we can see that it is actually 3 and 5. 3 has got fitness value 6 and 5 has got fitness value 8. But a computer uses a different method. It's not by just by looking, it cannot see. So what it is going to do is it is going to give chance to everyone. We cannot just go for situations where the highest value fitness value we're going to give maximum. It's not like whichever has got the highest value we won't be choosing them alone. We are going to give some chance to the ones that are having lower fitness also. We are not going to completely avoid them. That is why we are going to use an algorithm. Otherwise directly we can select it as individual 3 and individual 5. But right now we are not going to do like that. Instead of that, what we are going to do is, say from this set of population I am going to choose first, in the first method I am going to choose as a first step, I am going to choose 4 best individuals. Okay, so I am going to choose 4 best individuals. And how will I do that? So the first what I am going to do is I am going to randomly generate for 4 individuals. I am going to randomly generate 4 values. Okay, so how will I do it? Randomly generating 4 values. In order to randomly generate 4 values, what I will do is let my first value by 5. Okay, so the random values will be between 0 and 23 because 23 is the highest value, right? 23 is the highest value. So between 0 and 23, randomly the computer will generate 4 values. So the first one is 5, second one is 12, let the next one be 15, and let the next one be 20. So 4 random values we have generated between 0 and 23. So if the value is 5, so value 5 means it is going to come between 3 and 7, right? So the value will be here. So for corresponding to 5, I am going to choose individual number 2. Okay, then for random value 12, 12 is going to come over here, somewhere over here. So again I am going to choose individual number 3. Okay, then next is I've got random number 15, so the value is going to be here. So 15 means I'm going to choose individual number 5. Then for random value 20, 20 is also again going to come here. Again we are going to choose individual number 5. So these are the set of individuals that we have chosen based on the random values that the computer has generated, and these will be the best fit values out of all these. So as you can see in the diagram itself, 2, 3 and 5 are the best fit individuals, as you can see. Best individuals actually are 3 and 5, but we are giving chance to 2 also because we are not going to completely avoid them. So that is why we have generated some individual values or some random values in order to give certain chance to the weak. The next method for selecting the best individuals out of a population is using the method. The selection method is called as stochastic universal sampling. So in stochastic universal sampling, in roulette wheel we saw that everything was inside a wheel-like form. Here what we are going to do is we are going to map the value. Say 0 to some, the value was there. In our example the value was 0 to 23. So here what we are going to do is we are going to map from 0 to 1. That is, each of the values are going to be divided by the highest value and it will be mapped between 0 and 1. And that values are written in a straight line. As you can see over here, the values are pointed starting from 0 till 1, the values are mapped. And this is the first individual, this is the second individual, third individual, so on. So here they have shown up till 10 individuals are shown. Again we are going to randomly generate a value, and that value will be between say if you have to select say 6 individuals. So if I have to select 6 individuals, what I will do is I will randomly generate 6 values between the numbers 0 and 1. Okay, and what we will do is all these pointers are but equally distant from each other. Okay, randomly I will generate one value, and with that value I am going to equally spaced values, I am going to generate some equally spaced pointers. Like that 6 individuals will be chosen. So maybe some individuals are chosen again and again. It shows that it is actually more fit. Doesn't matter when we say that 6 individuals have to be chosen, it doesn't matter. As we saw in the previous example of roulette wheel, doesn't matter that it has to be the different individuals. It could be the same individual and it shows that that individual is more fit. It's just that we have to select which are the best 6 out of 10. Okay, so maybe 1 or 2 values are actually the same itself. The same individual will be selected. Maybe, it not necessary, but maybe. So stochastic universal sampling means the value will be between 0 and 1. Instead of a wheel form, it will be like a scale form, and then one random value is chosen. From that equally distances, so many values will be taken and that particular individual will be chosen. So here individual 1 is chosen, individual 2 is chosen, then 3, 4, 6 and 8. Likewise 6 individuals will be chosen here. Then the next one is tournament selection. In tournament selection, it is actually much easier. So it is an efficient method and another optimum in order to choose the optimum solution. So all the fitness values are calculated and the individuals are written like this. So out of that, the best fit 3 individuals, the ones having best fitness values are chosen, and from that again those are the candidates which are chosen for a tournament. From that again what we will do is the best fit individual is chosen and that is passed on to the next generation. So this is called as tournament selection. Next is rank selection. This is again easy. Based on the fitness values, their ranks are assigned, and you can see the ranks over here. So it is just based on the one having the highest fitness is 8.1, so that will be given a rank 1. The next is 8.05, so that will be given rank 2. Then the next one is 8.02, so that is given rank 3, and so on. And from that, how many individuals we need? So many individuals will be chosen based on the rank. If I need only 2 individuals, then I can choose 2. If I need 3 or 4, I can again choose based on the rank. Then random selection means just randomly we are going to pick out individuals. It is not based on the fitness individuals. It's not based on the fitness values. Just randomly I am going to choose a couple of values, and this is called as random selection. The next operation in genetic algorithm is called as a crossover, or crossover is also called as recombination. So crossover means we will take 2 parents and we are going to generate the child or the offspring from that. So this process is called as crossover, and in crossover what we are going to do is there are different methods, and this crossover will ultimately give us new set of offspring. So new genetic material is generated using this method. So the first one is called a single point crossover. So in single point crossover, what we are going to do is, this is the first parent, this is the second parent. So we are going to randomly choose a point where the crossover has to be done, and then we are going to exchange between the two. So you can see that this is the first offspring and this is the second offspring. Offspring means child. So here this is chosen from the first parent and this set is chosen from the second parent. So you can see that the green comes from the first parent and the blue comes from the second parent. Likewise in offspring 2, this comes from the second parent and this comes from the first parent. So like that we are going to generate 2 offsprings. Then the next one is a 2-point crossover. It's the same thing. It's just that we are going to choose 2 points, 2 random points where crossover can be done. So this will be chosen from parent 1. This is also chosen from parent 1. This will be chosen from parent 2. So likewise, this is parent 1, parent 2, offspring 1 and offspring 2. So that is called as 2-point crossover. Then the next one is a uniform crossover. In uniform crossover, we have 2 parents, and other than that we have what is called as a mask. In this mask, what we are having is a set of zeros and ones, and if there is a 1 in the crossover mask, then the gene is copied from the first parent, and if there is a 0 in the mask, then the gene is copied from the second parent. So as you can see in the offspring, this is the final offspring. In the mask we have got 0, so we are going to choose from the second parent, that is this gene is coming from the second parent. If the mask is having a 1, which means that this gene is copied from the first parent. So that is being done here bit by bit. If it is a 1, the gene is copied from the first parent, and if it is a 0 in the mask, then the gene is copied from the second parent. So this is called as uniform crossover. Then the next method is called as Davis crossover. In Davis crossover, we are going to choose a set of points from the first one, pointers from the first one, and we will just copy that into the offspring. And then what we will do is, whatever is the leftover, these are the leftover sites in the offspring, that is copied from the second parent. This is the first parent and this is the second parent and this is the offspring. So the leftover side, so first we are going to copy the remaining is this portion, so that we will copy from the second parent, and then we will wrap around and copy 281 from the second parent. So those two are copied like this. So this type of crossover was decided by a person called as Davis. So there are a number of methods how we can do crossover, and this, the only intention of crossover is to generate new genetic material, and we have to generate some offspring. So this will give us better solutions for our problem. So all these are computer algorithms, and it has just been selected, or it has just been inspired from the natural biological process. Then there is another term called as crossover probability. So crossover probability means it will tell us how much percentage of the offsprings will be actually generated by crossover. So if I say that the probability is 100%, it means all the offsprings are made by crossover. If I say that it is 0% probability, then we can say that all the copies, there won't be any crossover. Every chromosome will come from the old parents. That will, we'll just take the fitter individuals from the previous generation and we will put it into the next generation. So the solutions will be the same from the previous one. It is best that the better solutions are just taken and put. We are not going to do any kind of crossover. So crossover probability will tell us the amount of, if I am going to say that 50% crossover is there, it means that 50% of the individuals will have done crossover. The other 50% will be coming directly from the previous population.